Hey YouTube, hey Bold and the Beautiful fans. So we saw Steffi give Finn the ultimatum, either her or me, either Sheila or Steffi. And of course, Finn didn't waste any time telling Steffi that it's going to be her, his wife, Steffi, and his family. However, I can't help but wonder if Finn is going to stay true to that, right? Now, maybe he will. We'll have to see. But this week, the news is going to break about Sheila and Deacon's wedding. And we know from the preview that Deacon wants Finn to be the best man. So is Finn going to go, or is he going to show some reluctance now? It seemed in the preview that maybe Finn is going to start to have a little bit of reluctance now. So I'm wondering if now, if all of the progress that was made, right, if you want to call it that, right, between Sheila and Finn, and Deacon and Finn rescuing her, and Finn telling Sheila that he never wants to be apart from her again, and now Steffi giving Finn the ultimatum, either her or Sheila, and Finn choosing Steffi. Is Finn going to stay true to that, or is he going to, behind Steffi's back, continue to try to develop this relationship with Sheila? The big question is Finn going to be at the wedding? The wedding is going to be next week. It looks like on the 23rd, next Thursday, not this Thursday, but the following Thursday. So is Finn going to be there? We know Deacon wants Finn to be the best man. Hope's going to go over to ask him about that. It seems like Hope is warming up more to the idea of accepting Sheila, and Finn is too, but now Steffi doesn't want Finn anywhere near Sheila. So is Finn going to sneak around, right? That's the question. That's the question I'm wondering about. In the preview, it did seem like Finn has a little bit of reluctance now in, wanting to associate with Sheila. So we'll see if that continues. There's any number of things that can happen, of course. It looks like Sheila will get back to working at Il Giardino. And as we know, all the characters tend to go there. So the characters are going to be around Sheila. And one idea has maybe Finn, being there with Hayes, and then maybe Sheila will have a close, scene, a little bonding moment with Hayes. And of course, Steffi isn't going to like that, but Finn might, find it to be a wonderful family moment for him, right? Because of course he is accepting Sheila and Steffi isn't, which gets me to this idea too that, for Finn, when Finn told Steffi about Sugar and everything that happened and how Sheila, tried to stop Sugar and all of that, of course, Steffi wasn't receptive to really giving Sheila any kind of credit, of course, because of the history there and Steffi's resentment of Sheila. But, for Finn, it's been a big relief off of his shoulders that, his wife isn't responsible for Sheila's death. And that was something that I think Finn was hoping that Steffi would be happy about or be relieved about. But of course she wasn't, okay? So I'm wondering if Steffi really understands Finn or has compassion for what he's dealing with and this connection that he's dealing with, because it just seems like this absolute rule that you can't have Sheila in your life, but it is Finn's birth mother, regardless of everything that's happened in the past. And we know how horrible Sheila has been, but Finn, regardless of all of that, still has this connection to her. Maybe Steffi and everyone are trying to save Finn from himself, okay? But of course, Deacon has accepted Sheila, and on some level, Sheila is able to function as a citizen. She works at Il Giardino, and all the characters go to Il Giardino. So if they really, despise Sheila so much, then why are they all going to the restaurant where she works, right? So I know it's a show and it's a place for everyone gets together to interact. But, we've seen characters forgiven, of course, in the past for wrongdoing and for crimes and things like that. but it doesn't look like Sheila is going to get any of that from the Forresters, okay? We know later this week Finn is going to grapple with the weight of his situation with Steffy and Sheila. He told Steffy that he's choosing her, but yet he told Sheila when they rescued her that he never wants to be apart from her again, and he's open to this, to now having a relationship with Sheila. So what's Finn going to do? We know he's conflicted. He's going to be conflicted, but is he going to be at the wedding, or is Steffy not going to allow that? Or will Finn do it anyway? Will he defy Steffy, and will there be consequences in Finn doing that? I think maybe Steffy doesn't fully want to give Finn any kind of break when it comes to Sheila. She just wants an absolute, it's my way or the highway. And I don't know if that's good for their marriage to be that way. It seems that Liam and Steffy understand each other more. And of course, with Liam, there isn't this specter of Sheila, that Steffy now would have to deal with. Maybe it's better, just as a fan, and my opinion only here, that Finn and Steffy maybe go their separate ways, and that maybe even Steffy reunite with Liam. Liam seems to be more protective, and Liam this week is going to be very protective of Steffy and argue that Finn isn't doing enough to protect Steffy, okay? So we could be looking at a steam reunion, but Steffy is giving Finn ultimatums. She's not really compassionate or really empathetic really to Finn's need to have this connection with his birth mom. So I'm wondering if their marriage is destined to last, or if Finn is just going to get over Sheila and stay devoted, because we know Finn is devoted to Steffy. He's choosing her, right, when she gave him the ultimatum. But is that what's best for Finn? Steffy's never going to allow Hayes to be around Sheila. So we could be in the future, maybe if things take a downward turn, possible custody battles and things like that. But we'll have to see how things go, and we'll have to see what Finn does, if he decides to go against Steffy's wishes and be at the wedding, or if he's just going to say, you know what, I'm not going to give up my wife and family for Sheila, even after everything that's happened. Okay, so we'll keep an eye on how things develop there. But Hope's going to go over to the office where Finn works and ask, on Deacon's behalf, if Finn will be the best man. So we'll have to see what his answer is. My guess is that Finn's going to decline, and that he's going to now want to take a step back. But we'll see if maybe secretly he ends up there, or if he decides to maybe in the last moment end up there. The wedding, the news about the wedding is going to break this week. Everyone's going to react to it. The wedding's going to be next week, and we can expect twists and turns at the wedding. So some interesting things should be taking place at the wedding. We've talked about someone crashing the wedding, maybe Steffy, maybe Lee, and there's also an idea too that Sheila is gonna want Steffy apart from Finn, that Steffy has this hold over Finn that Sheila doesn't want, because Sheila knows that Steffy's never going to accept her. And Sheila could start to orchestrate maybe getting Steffy out of Finn's life. There's one idea that maybe Sheila will try to set Steffy up and frame her. We know Steffy's going to confront Sheila this week and basically tell her that this tie you have with Finn, it ends today, okay? But there could be more confrontations, in the near future too, and maybe Sheila will try to set Steffy up, that Steffy harmed her or something like that, and then Steffy's arrested or something like that. There's also the idea, that the case could be reopened too, and Steffy could face, maybe there's a loophole there. I'm just guessing, but it doesn't really seem like that. It looks like it's going to stay a case of self-defense. So maybe Steffy is, clear there, or if it's reopened, we'll have to wait and see about that. But there's an idea that Sheila might try to set Steffy up some way and maybe frame Steffy, and this gets Steffy out of the way. And then Sheila is really encouraging, Finn to be with Hope. Okay. And, you know, Finn and Hope is an intriguing, you know, couple because they both have a lot in common. Their parents, they have, you know, questionable parents, right, who've done bad things in the past. They have that in common. And they also seem to be able to turn to each other for comfort, for emotional support and things like that. There's a good friendship there. You know, Finn can talk to Hope and not face the same scrutiny, right, that he's going to when it comes with Steffy when it comes to Sheila, okay? Because Hope seems to be more open to accepting Sheila than Steffy ever will, okay? But Finn wasn't there, right? He didn't experience that, and he has this subconscious, you know, natural connection to his birth mom, and you know, maybe Steffy should get to the point where she can accept him having a little bit of that. After all, they all go to her restaurant, right? So, you know, on some level, the characters accept Sheila if they're going to her restaurant too, or Deacon's restaurant where Sheila works, right? But it seems like there's not going to be any acceptance at all when it comes to Sheila, when it comes to, you know, Steffy, Ridge, Brooke, and of course Eric. And Eric got the news, you know, today that, and Eric called Lauren too, so Lauren now knows, right, that Sheila's alive. But the wedding's coming up. We're gonna have to see what's gonna happen here. You know, at this point, I have no idea, which is great because it looked like Finn was going to, you know, warm up to the idea, but now that Steffy gave him the ultimatum, it looks like Finn is choosing Steffy. So we'll have to see how far a step back Finn takes here, and if he's just gonna, you know, not want anything to do with Sheila now at this point, or if he still does, but he's gonna have to be careful about it and go behind Steffy's back. So we'll see. But the wedding is coming up very soon, and we can expect twists and turns. So let me know what you think. Is Finn gonna be at the wedding? What do you think the big shockers and surprises will be at the wedding? And if you like this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.